SSD. A solid-state drive, SSD, is a solid-state storage device that uses integrated circuit assemblies to store data persistently, typically using flash memory, and functioning as secondary storage in the hierarchy of computer storage. It is also sometimes called a solid-state device or a solid-state disk, even though SSDs lack the physical spinning disks and movable read-write heads used in hard drives, HDD, or floppy disks. Compared with the electromechanical drives, SSDs are typically more resistant to physical shock, run silently, and have quicker access time and lower latency. SSDs store data in semiconductor cells. As of 2019, cells can contain between 1 and 4 bits of data. SSD storage devices vary in their properties according to the number of bits stored in each cell, with single-bit cells, SLC, being generally the most reliable, durable, fast, and expensive type, compared with 2 and 3-bit cells, MLC and TLC, and finally quad-bit cells, QLC, being used for consumer devices that do not require such extreme properties and are the cheapest of the four. In addition, 3D's point memory, sold by Intel under the Opt-in brand, stores data by changing the electrical resistance of cells instead of storing electrical charges in cells, and SSDs made from RAM can be used for high speed when data persistence after power loss is not required, or may use battery power to retain data when its usual power source is unavailable. Hybrid drives or solid-state hybrid drives, SSHDs, such as Apple's Fusion Drive, combine features of SSDs and HDDs in the same unit, using both flash memory and a HDD, in order to improve the performance of frequently accessed data. While the price of SSDs has continued to decline over time, SSDs are, as of 2020, still more expensive per unit of storage than HDDs, and are expected to remain so into the next decade. SSDs based on NAND flash will slowly leak charge over time if left for long periods without power. This causes worn-out drives that have exceeded their endurance rating to start losing data typically after 1 year if stored at 30 degrees centigrade to 2 years at 25 degrees centigrade in storage. For new drives, it takes longer. Therefore SSDs are not suitable for archival storage. 3D's point is a possible exception to this rule, however it is a relatively new technology with unknown long-term data retention characteristics. Types of SSDs. There are several connector types that SSDs use to interface with a computer, including SATA, PCIe-M2U2, mSATA, SATA Express. SATA. As of this writing, SATA 3.0 is the most prevalent form of SSD, which has a theoretical transfer speed of 6 GB per second, 750 MB per second. But due to some physical overhead that occurs when encoding the data for transfer, it actually has a practical transfer speed of 4.8 GB per second, 600 MB per second. PCLe-PCI provides a faster interface speed than SATA. An SSD connected via a PCI 3.0x16 interface can have a link speed of 16 GB per second. In the debate between SSD versus HDD, the benefits of SSDs of spinning disk hard disk drives, HDDs, are well understood, with significant performance gains for read and write speeds. M2 SATA SSDs have a similar level of performance to mSATA cards, but M2 PCI cards notably faster. In addition, SATA SSDs have a maximum speed of 600 MB per second, while M2 PCI cards can hit 4 GB per second. U2:U2 connector supports NVMe standard protocol and PCIe 3.0x4 bus, which makes the U2 SSD have a theoretical bandwidth up to 32 Gbps and have advantages of high speed, low latency, and low power consumption. mSATA. The mSATA design only uses 4 or 8 pieces of NAND flash and is used in limited space. A 2.53 SSD usually uses 8 or 16 pieces of flash depending on capacity. Given the same controller on an mSATA and an SSD, sequential write speeds will be about 100-200 MB per second faster on the 2.53 SSD. SATA Express: the SATA Express standard you can expect the speeds of up to 16 Gbps, 1.97 GB per second,